viewers and listeners, it's Ed Fox with the Nashville 2. What's your story? So all of our people out there, they're Nashville 2, and it's maybe the actors and the musicians and the football players or those sort of guys that get all the accolades in Nashville, and we know about them. But as a new guy to Nashville, I thought it was about time that we started hearing stories from people that make Nashville what it is today. And one of the people that I've met in Nashville is Josh Minton, with Connecting Nashville Networking, and also he's got an insurance business, and he's got probably doing some other stuff. But I thought we'd have him on the show and we'd find out from him what Nashville means to him and what his story is. Hey, g'day, Josh. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited you are too. So are you from Nashville originally?
I am. I'm a unicorn. I'm born and raised. My parents were both born and raised here, and even my dad's parents were born and raised. So yeah.
Wow. Okay, so it's not like you moved to Nashville, so you've got the down low on what makes Nashville great.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So what is your story, Josh? Tell us a little bit about your business, and then tell us what you've done with some friends to build Connecting Nashville.
Yeah, well, so born and raised in Nashville, went to school in Murfreesboro and for college, came right back afterwards. Had a lot of different careers, kind of bounced around from personal training to rental car and everything like that, and then landed in insurance 6 years ago. I'm with HQ Insurance now. I'm a local broker here in Middle Tennessee, so focusing more on personal lines insurance, things like that. But yeah, I've been doing everything. PNC, yeah. PNC Insurance, exactly. But doing that for 6 years now and loving every minute of it.
Cool. And so for you, is there a particular Nashville area that has your heart? You don't have to necessarily live there now. You probably got to say that's the best, but so the neighbors don't start egging the house or something. But is there a particular Nashville area that you really like?
Yeah. So I grew up in the South Nashville Creve Hall area. Okay. And that's where I live now. Funny story, the first house I lived in is across the street from the one that I own now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the one that I own now is actually when we lived here, was my best friend's house.
Okay.
And things like that. So it's my parents now, we moved out of that house when I was 3. My parents are about 5 minutes away, and they're still in the same house that we moved out of that house into. So grew up in this area, love it here. It's very easy to get to Nashville, to downtown, very easy to get out to Franklin. Just really great spot. And so love the Creve Hall, McMurray, South Nashville, Nippers Corner area for sure.
Okay, so what's a hidden gem in that area of town when it comes to food? I mean, I'm a foodie. I love eating food. So what do I need to know about? Is there a favorite?
There's not really. I've got a lot of favorites, to be honest with you. I'd say it's not like a
top two.
So top two, I'd say one of mine. It's a hidden gem mainly because of where it is. But it's a chain. It's called Jefferson's.
Okay.
And it's like a sports bar type thing over in the Maryland Farms area. It was over near my old Liberty Mutual office, and Maryland Farms shuts down after 5 o'clock, and so you can get in there, watch sport on the weekends, watch sports. Hardly anybody there. Great drink prices, great food prices, things like that.
Cool. Well, make sure you shoot that everything we talk about today. Put in an email so I can add it to the show notes. Would you?
Sure will. Sure will.
So yeah. Jefferson's. Okay. You got anything else for me?
I'll go away from the restaurant side. I'm a big sports guy.
Okay.
And I actually met my wife playing rec kickball here in Nashville. So I'd say the Nashville Sports League, NSL, is a hidden gem for me. We play, I was playing 3 nights a week at one point, all kinds of sports, met a lot of people. And actually it kind of helped me with networking to a degree at one point, because I was meeting a lot of people, getting to know them, and then they started either working with me or they brought their insurance over to me, things like that. So, I mean, it's just a great way to get out and connect, especially anybody that's new to Nashville and looking for ways to meet people. Nashville Sports League is a great place to go.
Well, that's some good information too. And so one of the things that attracted me to Nashville when I had the opportunity to buy the business down here last year was that I'm an Aussie. I tell people I'm from the deep South. You know, you say "G'day y'all" when you want to confuse people down here. So I'm got a true Southern accent. Anyway, but one of the things that's pretty cool is Nashville also has about 50 cricket teams.
Yep,
I know we've talked a little bit about cricket when we've networked and stuff. And so, you know, that was powerful for me. I came from Wichita, Kansas for 30 years, and we had to travel 4 to 5 hours or 3 to 5 hours to get a good cricket game. And so Nashville's great. It's got like 50 teams. I just got to get back into it. So yeah, so that's one thing that's my hidden gem from the sports side of it. Did you know that Nashville has a lot of cricket going on? And we have cricket fields in Lewisburg. We have cricket fields. Is it Whites Creek?
Whites Creek. Yeah, North Nashville.
There's a high school out there that has a cricket field on it. And there might be a couple of others that I don't know about. But yeah, there's a lot of cricket going on. And they either play the hardball cricket like baseball side, weight, or they also have like a tennis ball that they tape with electrical tape, and they can play that in a smaller area, and so it's a soft ball cricket league. So anyway, so that's my hidden gem. And my food hidden gem is, I've got to make sure I get the name right. It's Chill Spot down in Brentwood, 330 Franklin Road, Brentwood. Chill Spot. They do boba tea. It's not for everybody. Right, it's got I think it's tapioca balls in it or something like that in there. But I love that, but they're fresh salads and wraps. And Rachel is the owner down there, and the team that she has working with her all throughout COVID and stuff. And I've gone there several times in the last few months. I love that place. So it's just a little strip mall restaurant boba tea place called Chill Spot. And so I think their website is chillspotnashville.com. So those are my two.
I'll have to go there.
Yeah, so for somebody new to Nashville, tell us some things that you think are worth checking out.
Oh man, there's so many. I mean, from the music industry to you know, just sports and things to do all the time.
Right. So the first thing we got to do, obviously, Grand Ole Opry. You know, we got there. My wife and I are big country music fans, but you know, I know Nashville is not just country music anymore. It's like all sorts of music. So that's pretty cool.
Well, and so the Ryman, good friends of mine actually, I went to high school with them. The Cadillac 3, they're a country band, played the Ryman 2 nights in a row, last night and the night before. So that's a great place just to go see a show. And I've seen a lot of different acts at the Ryman, not just country. I saw the Foo Fighters play the Ryman one time. That was pretty cool. So if you like music, if you like live music at all, the Ryman's always a good place to go, especially in the history behind it too.
Right. And so, and you guys have got a football team, and I'm going to my first ever football game here. Some friend gave me some tickets. He's going to be out of town, see the Tennessee Titans.
There we go. Yeah.
It's going to be the Tennessee Titans, but my allegiances are torn because it's the Tennessee Titans versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And he thought I might appreciate those tickets. And so, you know, living in Wichita, even though Kansas City is Kansas City, Missouri, technically, you know, we still claim them in Kansas. So I'm like, oh, do I have to switch? I had a Tennessee Titans branded cooler. And one of my friends in my business, we did a mixer at his chiropractic office, and he saw my Tennessee Titans cooler that I brought all the Aussie beer and some different things for them to try in. And he's like, you're not getting out of here with that. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? He's like, I love the Titans. You got to leave that with me. I'm like, oh, okay. But that was before I knew I was moving to Nashville. If I had it to do over, I'll just have to get another one now. So I think I might have to switch my allegiance. My wife can go for the Chiefs, and I'll go for the Titans.
So did you have a Titans cooler full of Fosters? Is that what I mean?
No, we don't drink that crap. In fact, actually, truth be told, I tell people I got deported from Australia because I don't drink as much as an Aussie should. I'm more of a drinking Baileys from a shoe, if you remember that internet meme back in the mid-90s. No, so Baileys tends to be, you know, I'm not a drinker. I'm not. I'm the designated driver. Anytime you need a designated driver, hit me up. I'll help you out.
Good to know. So, put you as an emergency contact.
That's right. Yeah, definitely put me as the emergency contact. Anytime I can help you out there, I'm guaranteed to show up if I'm in the area. But anyway, so yeah, not a drinker, but Foster's. My dad said that was like the worst Australian beer.
Oh, really?
You know, it was part of their slogan, like Australian for beer or something. He says, that's the worst Australian beer. So, but they own the most popular beer, which is Victorian Bitter, or VB, which is also owned by another one of the companies that owns Foster's. So they have Foster's Australian for beer, and then they market their VB, Victorian Bitter, in Australia as the real Australian beer. which is pretty funny. So it's sort of like Seattle's Best Coffee and Starbucks going at it when they're both the same company.
Exactly.
So we have those things. So I'm excited to go to a football game. So tell us now, you, along with a couple of friends, or I think it was, I'm not sure of the story. Tell me about Connect Nashville.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it all kind of started just, I was brand new to insurance, looking for networking groups to get into and get plugged into. And like actually almost got into a BNI before I was licensed and didn't. So I was like, well, I need to go find something. So I went to a lot of groups, didn't really find anything that I was able to connect with, and everything like that. So met Tony Bostic, who's with Music City Mortgage, and we started about the same time in our industries and had a long talk one day, just like, well, how's networking going for you? And he had the same issues that I was having. It's like, well, let's just start our own meeting. And if nobody else comes, you and I'll get to know each other really well. And if people start coming, it'll grow and it'll be awesome. And so we started that. And then after about a year, we started getting, anywhere from like 10 to 15 people every week. We created our Facebook group, and that's when it started blowing up. We were getting 20, 25 people every week, into 30s. Got to 30 people every week, and people were asking us to open up a new meeting. So we started our Spring Hill meeting, which is about 45 minutes south of Nashville. And then things kind of blow up from there. Now we've got 6 to 7 weekly meetings all over town. We brought Samantha Vandekamp with VDK Digital on back in, I guess, the end of 2019. And ever since then, our Facebook group's gone from like 1,500 members to almost 10,000 members. A lot of activity all the time. So it all just really started from, we were looking for a better option to network and really be able to plug in. And I don't know if we found the right people that got what we were trying to do, and it's just kind of taken off since then.
Well, I think that for me is the story here, because you offered that for free. So people can go to all of your meetings for free. They can go to your Facebook group and interact for free. I know I participate in a few of them, and then I like your Friday morning online at present. I don't know if it's going to hang around or not, but you guys did Wednesdays and Fridays during COVID when we were locked down. So I really appreciate that. And the thing that I love about it is this is what makes you a Nashville hero as well, is that because you provided this for free and you've provided so many abilities for people to meet and connect and grow their circle of influence. And I love what you do on the group. Like you said, you're almost 10,000 people, 10,000 members. When I joined, I think it was like 7,200 members. It's a wonder you didn't lose a bunch when I joined, but you didn't. So that's cool. And it's continued to grow. And I'm the king of dad jokes. So we have fun on the meetings. I'll drop a dad joke or two occasionally. And so just the fact of what you and Tony and Samantha have been able to do and put together, and then have a bunch of people that believe in you and trust you and continue to participate. And now you guys have created something that I think is pretty cool. You're still letting everybody attend everything for free and all of that, but you also have a membership, a paid membership to Connect Nashville. And I'm, disclaimer, I'm a gold member with my barter business and with my Nashville discount card business. But tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it's just a way for people to really dial in their networking more. People are really wanting to get connected. Our audience, one thing that we see is, we've got close to 10,000 members, but we have up to like 6,000 of those members are active weekly in the Facebook group. So we've got a very engaged audience, people that are responding, people that are getting involved with each other, whether they're coming to a meeting or not. And so it was a way for us to say, hey, do you want to get your business in front of that audience? We're going to give you access to it. Let you take it however you want to take it. But let's help businesses get in front of them more. And then this will help us, in theory, like the paid aspect of it will help us run ads, do more for those members, do more for the group, and go from there. So it's just a way to really utilize the audience, but then also a way for us to get some funds to make the group even better and kind of spin it from there. Because none of us are making money off the group. We're just trying to do everything we can to make it better for everybody.
Right. And that to me, that's what your story is. And that's, and it would have been great if we could have had all three of you on at the same time, but we sort of like pulled this together quickly. So
you can make it happen, I'm sure.
Now, I know you've also started doing these videos, and was this a Josh Minton brain idea?
Or the boring neighborhood insurance agent video?
Yeah, the boring. Say that again.
The advice from your boring neighborhood insurance agent.
Yeah, I think they're hilarious, by the way.
Well, yeah, it was just a random. So for a long time, I was like, how do I market? How do I get on social media and do all that different from other insurance agents? I never really had a thought. I never had an idea. And I was like, nobody wants to talk about insurance. It's all really boring. And you even hear insurance agents say that like at meetings. Right. And so I was like, what if I just leaned into it? And it was like, my marketing stuff would be really boring and like crazy, just like monotone, everything like that. And so I was talking with Samantha Vandekamp, once again, VDK Digital, and Gina Palmieri, who's Gina Co-Photography. And Gina actually at one point had worked on Conan O'Brien's show out in LA. And she's like, I love being like, as a photographer, I never get to do like comedy stuff like that. So let's sit. So, and she came up with some really good ideas. We put 4 videos out and they did really well. And so released actually another one today. And
is that the one with the one with the umbrella being stolen?
The umbrella, exactly.
Yeah. That was good. Yeah.
And so I think it's just a fun way to get people talking about insurance. You know, as it's we're not trying to make a point with anything. It's just kind of I didn't know that your homeowner's insurance covered theft like this or whatever, like little ways to make it fun, but to bring knowledge out there as well. So we've had a lot of fun with it so far.
Well, that's awesome. Hey, so what else do we need to know for people that maybe have lived in Nashville all their lives? Is there anything that you got any tips or tricks or anything to share? I know I'm putting you on the spot. I didn't pre-warn you about this.
Tips or tricks for
I don't know, just anything that might be interesting to the viewers and listeners. I'm not sure if we're going to turn this into a podcast. It'll definitely be YouTube, Facebook out there, but any tips or tricks about, I'd like some help on how to navigate the traffic around Nashville. I know, other than just stay home,
or if you don't have to be somewhere during rush hour, don't.
Right.
Is one thing I like to tell people.
And rush hour starts about 6 a.m. and finishes about 8 p.m. So I don't know what.
Yeah, so it's rush hours all day. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the one thing, I guess this is a little bit of a trick. Most places in Nashville, Davidson County, and even some of the counties, there's 8 different ways to get somewhere.
Okay.
So maybe not going the same way that everybody's going, or like, if it's a little bit longer of a distance to get somewhere, but it's going to take a lot of time off of your commute, things like that. There's like, for instance, I joke around with people. We tell them how to get to our house. There's 6 or 7 different ways to get to our house.
Right. Yeah. I remember when I came, there was one, we came in one way, and then I'm looking at Google to get back to where I need to go. And I'm like, oh, I can go like a dozen. You're not going to get trapped in your neighborhood. You can get out any which way. Exactly. One tip I have for people maybe watching this that are looking at Nashville, it's not north-south. It's never north-south. It's like always diagonal. Like it's not a north-south laid out grid. It's very eclectic on the way that all the streets go distance-wise, but you're not just going straight north, straight south, straight east, straight west. It's like you're always going on a slant.
It's only north-south when you're downtown. Like, okay. Right. And like there's a grid downtown, and that's about it. Outside of that, you could be going north on the same road, and you're all of a sudden you're going west, and it takes you back north somehow. Right. It's a weird grid for sure. Yeah. And you just follow a road. I always tell people, just keep going on that road until you see another road. Like it doesn't matter.
What is up with Old Hickory Boulevard? That thing is like a snake that just like exists all through town.
It's so weird.
Like, I've ended up at the wrong address multiple times because I'm on the wrong part of Old Hickory Boulevard. Oh, you're on the east side. Oh, you're on the west. Like, dude.
Yep. Well, and it's weird because it's like, in theory, it makes a circle around Nashville.
Okay.
But also it'll go here, then it'll stop, and then it'll pick back up over here and go here, and then it'll stop and then pick back up. And it's like, if you look at it, it makes a circle, but there's so many breaks and bends and things.
What do you do before Google Maps? That's what I want to know. Like,
ask directions. I always say, like, where do I, how do I get to your house? Give me some landmarks to look for. Like when you see the KFC, take a left.
You have a pilot that can like get me the last half mile to your house.
Yeah.
But you know what? The bestest thing about Nashville is the people. I mean, I love the Batman building. I love all the things that we can do downtown, all the different types of live music, all that sort of stuff. But Man, it's just the people. They are very friendly.
It's very true. You hear it all the time, especially with all the transplants who are saying like it's just a different world down here. And it really is. And that's the one thing that I've been really proud of the city as we've grown. We haven't really lost that small town feel, like the personality behind it. And I'm hoping as we continue to grow, that sticks around, because I think that's what sets Nashville apart from a lot of other places, is just that warm feeling, friendliness. Like, you're walking down the street, somebody smiles at you for no reason other than they're having a good day. They want you to have a good day, you know, things like that.
Right.
We don't lose that.
Yeah, you know, being the Aussie, of course, I've watched Crocodile Dundee. I have to watch it once a month just to keep the accent right.
Love
crikey, that's not a knife. I know he doesn't say crikey.
So if I watch that once a month, I'll get the accent too. Is that how that works?
There you go. But you know how he's going down like the New York streets and he's high and smiling and stuff, and not getting anything back, just curious looks. I've tried that down Nashville. It works. Like, people say, "Oh, hi, how you doing? You know, g'day." Well, they don't say g'day. I say g'day. But, you know, so I think it's Abraham Lincoln said, people, paraphrased, people are about as happy as they make up their mind to be. And is it Nashvillians? Nashwegians? What do we say?
Nashvillians. Oh,
Nashvillians. Yeah. Nashvillians just have that happy-go-lucky attitude. And they've made up their minds to be happy, and you don't run into a lot of butt heads.
No,
that's a good thing.
It's the power of positivity. I think there's a lot of people who are just like, hey, like, roll with the punches. Bad things happen, but I'm going to choose to be positive today.
There you go.
Got to keep going from there.
So, okay, so you're going to shoot me your contact details, your hidden gems, any tips and tricks. We'll shoot me your logo. I can put your logo across here too. Yeah, that'd be good. And, include a phone number in there. So, hey, Josh, thanks for being on the show. Really appreciate it. And any friends you've got that we need to know their story, send them our way.
Sure will. And I'll talk with Sam and Tony. Maybe we'll have a Connect Nashville.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, let's do that.
Sure.
Okay. Right. Hey, have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too.